Welcome to Night Train Piano. My name is Sam Estes. I'm one of the co-founders at Sonicsmiths, and I'm really proud to present this piano to you. This is a Steinway Model A. It was Oscar Peterson's piano when he was here on the West Coast. Most of the recordings he did, most of the performances he did, was used on this piano. It's currently housed at Village Recording Studios here in Santa Monica, and we were able to go there, set up some classic mics, record in a beautiful room, and present to you in this piano. Now, because it's been at the Village for well over 50 years, this has been the primary piano used on so many albums there. Frank Zappa, Rolling Stones, even Steely Dan's Mickey Don't Lose That Number, to Neil Young, to Fleetwood Mac. I mean, this is an iconic piano that we're able to bring to you. And no, you don't need another piano, but you need this one. It is the perfect match to Piano Blue. Piano Blue is the soft, gorgeous, warm piano. This is a very bright piano that really cuts through a mix, but still has a very classic sound to it. Let's dive right in. So the first thing we want to do here is look at the mixes. There's quite a few more mixes than what was in Piano Blue. We wanted to give you a true full mix from the Neve 88R in Studio B, along with a bit of the Lexicon 480L. This is what that sounds like. Now, this piano we recorded both regular and pedal down samples. And we worked pretty hard to be able to transition between the two and to really blend it in. So let's play this. And with the pedal, as you can hear, the body and the richness of the piano, this is actual recorded pedal down samples. This isn't just an IR in the body. Very versatile piano. I'm just going to play pedal down here for a little bit so you can hear how beautiful this piano is. Pedal up, back to pedal down. I played one chord there in the middle so you could hear how seamless the regular versus the pedal samples were. Individual mics will be a little quieter here so you can add them together without clipping. The other mixes sound like this. Here's close mix. Oh, right. If you're on full mix, we don't want to start adding in close and mid and room since some of these mics are in the full mix and we'd have some phasing problems. So when you press on a close or mid or room or hammer, this will disengage the full mic. Just like mono will disengage everything else since that is its own mic set. So here's the close mic. And these are the mid mics. These are mics moved just outside the piano to give it a little bit more space. Now, the room mics are pushed all the way back in Studio B to give you as much of the sound of that studio. Now, this next mic position is really cool. This is a mono mic we had that we moved over the hammers on each note that we played and then panned it to give it a really cool close mic perspective. This hammer has been something I've been wanting to do as an experiment on pianos for a while and got a chance with this one. The key is to blend it. Bigger stereo sound that also has this brightness from the hammers. The mono mic is an actual mono mic in the room. And this is a ribbon microphone that we had set up. So a great mic, fantastic. But we'll go back here to we'll create a full mix, and we also have mute and solo and output where you can assign all mics to different software outputs. Just like with piano and blue, we also have some controls over the instrument. We have a filter, so this is a low pass filter, works like this, and a high pass filter. So if you want to give it a little bit more of that kind of a small speaker vibe, you can totally do that. And then on PC, if you hit Control click, or on Mac Command click, it will zip back to the default position. That's the case for every single knob that we have here. You can go back to default positions. The pedal is the sound of the pedal being depressed on the piano. And I'll turn it way up so you can hear it. Just some subtle sounds coming from the piano. I tend to keep it around 75%. It just adds a nice little realism to the piano. Tight is our sample start time. So again, with pianos, it takes a little bit of time for the hammer and the mechanics and all that kind of stuff to function. So when I play down here, there's a little thump before the actual sound. This is what we've captured and sampled across the keyboard. It's about 20 milliseconds prior to the sample set, unlike Piano Blue, which was 25. 20 is what this piano required. If you want to cut into it, you can. It's very subtle, but it does affect kind of the playability and the life of the piano, and I think it adds more weight to it when you leave it off. But feel free to work with it. That's why we put the knob there. The release volume is the same with Piano Blue. This is a new feature we put in Piano Blue that we carried over to Night Train. This is the body of the instrument. This is the release that happens especially on short notes. Because as those dampers come up and dampen the string as you lift up on the hammers, there's sound there that we wanted to capture. So, but some people may not like that or may want it a little bit less. So as you're playing those short notes, there's a lot of energy that's being absorbed by those dampers. And so this volume, keeping it about 80%, I think is what gives the best sound quality to this piano. But of course, you can change it. Moving on to the velocity curve. This is the same kind of velocity curve with Piano and Blue. We did a couple of graphic updates with this compared to the Piano and Blue, but it's still the same. So we have the general width. This basically what this is doing is as you play a velocity, it will manipulate the velocity to be more representative of the curve. So if you play velocity 64, this is where 64 would be. If you played 30 or so, it would be a little bit higher than if you were on a straight linear curve. Height just adjusts everything up, puts a little bent to it. If you add a little bit more width, then you'd have almost no soft velocities. So by the time you hit velocity 64, you'd be actually triggering velocity 110 or higher. So I can play this for you. I'm playing very softly, and I'm gently ramping up. And there's very little difference. Where if I did the same thing on the traditional linear curve, the major advantage for this function is if you didn't have a lot of velocity control on your keyboard. Now, one of the differences between this piano and Piano and Blue is we did not record tape samples for this, but we are using some tape processing to give it a warmth and a nice sound to it. This shouldn't be called noise. This is going to be fixed in a graphic update before we release it. This is just a release candidate that we're working on right now. This isn't going to be called noise. This is just going to be called warmth. So as we play through this, you can hear the warmth. Let me turn on the tape processing. we just add some of those rich harmonics that you would want out of tape processing, but without all the noise, which is the reason why we chose to do this instead. And then lastly is reverb. This is the same reverb that we have in Piano and Blue with the same IR responses from Amsterdam all the way to the long plate and the short plate. You just turn this on, you can change the mix. And then also how long the tail is or the time. So that's the Night Train piano. We hope you really enjoy this instrument. It's available through Native Access. If you go to our website and purchase it, we will automatically send you a serial code. You open up Native Access, put in your serial code, and it will automatically be applied to your library, and you can download it from there. We hope you enjoy the product, and let us know what you think.